breaking news that we're bringing right from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court overturns the ban on the movie Kerala Story that was imposed in West Bengal. Supreme Court lifts the stay on the movie, the Kerala Story, and allows the release of the movie in West Bengal. In fact, big development on this matter, the Kerala Story, the movie that was in fact banned in West Bengal. The Supreme Court now, a plea that was heard in the Supreme Court now overturning that ruling. In fact, the Chief Justice of India saying what we propose to do, in fact, we propose to overturn this. We will consider the Kerala High Court's judgment over the CBFC certification after vacation, because we have to see the movie and then stay the ban of West Bengal government for now with adequate security. We will hear all of you in detail after vacation. There will also be no direct or indirect ban in the state of Tamil Nadu. All right, this is big for the makers of the movie Kerala Story, as the Supreme Court now has overturned the ban that West Bengal had imposed on the Kerala Story in the state. I'm going to cut across to Tanu Sharma, bringing us live developments from court. Tanu, give us a quick word. What has the court observed on West Bengal's ban on the Kerala Story? He's also referred, Chief Justice of India also referring to Tamil Nadu there.
Yes. Well, Nabila, the Supreme Court had categorically asked the West Bengal, in the previous hearing also, that state of West Bengal is not aloof from the other parts of the country wherein the movie has already been released. The same tenor was taken today by the Chief Justice of India, and he said that, the film can be released. Also the Council for Tamil Nadu government had gave an undertaking in the court that there is no complete ban, direct or indirect ban in the state of Tamil Nadu. At this, the Chief Justice of India made it categorically clear that the adequate security will be provided not only to the cinema hall owners but also to the cinema goers who want to go and watch the movie. The court is also taking note of the fact right now that the undertaking, the figure that was cited in the movie of 32,000, whether that's correct or not. At this, Harish Salve, who was appearing for the producers, is telling the court that this is just a figure. It is not a corroborative thing. So all these things are being discussed while the hearing was.
Yeah. But can you stay with us? We also have Nalini Sharma joining us on that. Nalini, the West Bengal government had said in court that the ban was because they anticipated some kind of violence, like what happened in Maharashtra's Akola, suggesting that this could really evoke emotions here in West Bengal, and therefore a ban is necessary. Asked the court not to interfere. It appears the Supreme Court has seen otherwise, asking for more security, but the movie will run.
Yes, Nabila, and what we need to remember is that this is a temporary state of affairs because the matter has still not been disposed of by the Supreme Court. What the petitioners have told the Supreme Court bench, headed by CJI Chandrachud, is that the judges should watch the movie The Kerala Story before coming to a final decision regarding this. But in the meantime, what the Supreme Court has said is that the ban is not justified because it was not based on proper materials. And keeping that in mind, the West Bengal government order from the 8th of May that had imposed a ban in the state and has restricted the screening of the movie throughout the state has now been suspended by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has also said that maybe it is possible that the movie needs to be banned in a particular district, but there is absolutely no justification to ban it across the state, especially when the Supreme Court is hearing the matter. And keeping that in mind, this order of the West Bengal government has now been suspended. The CJI has also, however, questioned the makers of the movie, asking if there are any distorted facts in the movie, because that figure, the controversial figure of 32,000 girls who were allegedly forcefully converted, that was first part of the movie, has now been raised before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has asked if there is any distortion of such facts, and it was only after this that the petitioners had urged the Supreme Court to watch the movie. The CJI has also very clearly said that no community can be vilified, how much ever they are in favor of freedom of speech. The makers have to ensure that no community is vilified. So during the summer vacations now, the judges who are part of the bench are going to be watching the movie themselves to understand the intricacies of it and to what extent the petitioners and the makers are trying to make out their case. And after the summer vacations, now we can expect for the Supreme Court to take up this matter again and to decide in
Mean that
finality.
even before the court watches the movie will be played out? Even before
Yes,
the court
so
watches
because-
the movie will be allowed to play, and they're
Yes.
going to wait for vacation to complete to come back and then give a judgment.
Yes, Nabila, because in the interim, what the Supreme Court has said is that this order cannot be allowed to be continued, essentially because there is a right to freedom of speech of the makers of the movie, and there is no justification that has been given by the makers of the by the government in the entire case to go ahead and ban the movie. So in absence of a justification, there is no sense in continuing this order and infringing upon the freedom of speech of the makers. So because the judges have still not watched the movie and because they did not find any justification in the Mamata Banerjee government's order, they have suspended now. It's not been quashed completely. Remember, please, it's just been suspended for now. The matter has been listed after the vacations for further consideration by the top court when the judges come back after watching the movie. But in the interim, you're absolutely right. The movie will be allowed to be screened in West Bengal because, like the Supreme Court has said, the West Bengal state is no different from the other states across the country. And when the movie is playing all across the country in other states, West Bengal should be no exception to the same.
All right. I suppose we have Shiv Arur also joining us. Shiv, the West Bengal government saying in court that they have intelligence reports to suggest that there could be communal clashes if the movie is played out, the Kerala story. Supreme Court, before watching the movie, has overturned the ruling citing freedom of speech. Will watch the movie and come back after vacation to see if a community is vilified as claimed by West Bengal.
Nabila, this is a big setback for the Bengal and Tamil Nadu governments which had banned the film, and as Nalini was telling us, it hasn't been quashed but it has been suspended, which means that people who want to watch the Kerala story both in Tamil Nadu or Bengal can now do so. This is big relief for the makers of the Kerala story. The Supreme Court has basically overturned the ban on the Kerala story in Bengal. It's a big loss of face. For Mamata Banerjee personally as well as the West Bengal government in particular, because they had made it a big deal. They had said that they are banning it because, there are communal issues, there are law and order issues at play, and they cannot allow this film to be screened in West Bengal. The Supreme Court has basically instructed the West Bengal government to give security to theatres screening the film. They've said cannot stop screening of the film Kerala Story. So big setback for Bengal. Nalini, let's just come to you quickly to bring you in on this story. You and Nabila just brought out all aspects of this case. The fact that the film was banned in these states, that has been, the ban hasn't been quashed, but it's been suspended for now. So just to be absolutely clear, in Bengal, the movie will now be released by the makers and people can go and watch it normally in cinemas?
Yes, Shiv, that's what it seems like from the oral order that has come in from the Supreme Court. Please remember, we'll still have to wait for the written order to find out what the finer intricacies of the Supreme Court decision as far as this case is today concerned is. But at the same time, we have to remember that the case has not been disposed of. The case is still very much pending before the Supreme Court, which means that the Supreme Court, after the summer vacations, is going to take up the matter for consideration again. And what is essentially a challenge is the 8th May order of the West Bengal government that had issued a stay on the screening of the movie across the state. Now, the Tamil Nadu government and West Bengal government both had sent their respective affidavits before the Supreme Court. What the Tamil Nadu government had told the Supreme Court was that it was absolutely false if the petitioners were alleging that there was any ban in Tamil Nadu at all. There is no ban in Tamil Nadu, so the movie is being screened in Tamil Nadu, and if it's not being screened, then that is a decision being taken by the multiplex owners independently. So because the movie is not doing well or their shows or their tickets are not selling, that is no order from the government in Tamil Nadu with respect to this. But as respect to West Bengal government had clearly told the Supreme Court in very clear words that this movie contains hate speech, it contains distorted facts, it vilifies a certain community in the society, and keeping that in mind, so that there is no law and order situation that occurs in West Bengal, there is a need to ban the movie. So the West Bengal government had owned the order that had issued a ban on the screening of the film and had justice.